name's Richard Goodall from Terre Haute, Indiana. I've lived in Terre Haute my whole life. I was that kid up in my bedroom with the Radio Shack stereo. My favorite thing was just to sit up and listen to my music, and I'd just belt it out. Eventually...
For 23 years, Richard Goodall lived a quiet life as a janitor in a small town, until one fateful moment on America's Got Talent changed everything. His incredible performance stunned the judges and captivated viewers, earning him a place in the spotlight. But what seemed like the beginning of a dream come true has now taken a dark turn. Despite his immense talent, Richard is facing challenges that threaten to derail the promising future he worked so hard for. In this video, we dive into the unexpected twists in his journey and uncover what went wrong for the once hopeful star. Richard Goodall, the janitor's hidden talent. For 23 years, Richard Goodall's life in the small town of Sullivan, Indiana, seemed like the epitome of ordinary. Working as a janitor at Sullivan Elementary School, Richard's world was one of quiet routine, filled with the sounds of mops sweeping the floors and the faint hum of fluorescent lights in an otherwise empty building. Day in and day out, he cleaned classrooms and hallways, unnoticed by most, known only for his reliability and tireless work ethic. Yet, hidden within Richard was a talent that would eventually change his life forever. His voice, a powerful, soulful instrument, remained a secret to the world for years. But that would all change in one fateful moment, a moment that would not only redefine Richard's life, but inspire millions of people across the nation. The quiet janitor with a golden voice. While Richard's days were spent cleaning floors, there was something special that accompanied his routine. Every evening, after the children had gone home and the school was empty, Richard would sing. With a mop in his hand, he would fill the otherwise quiet school with the music of his heart. His voice, rich and melodic, resonated through the empty halls. But few people ever heard it. Richard didn't sing for fame, recognition, or applause. He sang simply because it made him happy. It was his form of therapy, his escape from the pressures of life, and a way to express himself in a world that rarely noticed him. Despite his incredible gift, Richard's singing remained a private affair. The only audience he had was the school walls and the occasional custodian or late-night teacher. But the students, ever perceptive, quickly picked up on Richard's gift. They would often hear him sing and be left in awe. To them, he was not just the janitor, he was a man with an incredible talent. They encouraged him to take his voice beyond the school, to share it with the world. However, Richard remained reluctant, unsure if anyone would care to hear the voice of a humble janitor. Yet, it was those same students who helped push him towards something greater, unknowingly encouraging him to step outside his comfort zone and take a leap of faith. A painful past and a glimmer of hope. Before Richard Goodall's incredible journey began, his life had been marked by pain and hardship. In 2019, Richard faced the gut-wrenching loss of his wife, who had battled cancer for years. Richard took to social media to express his grief, offering a raw and honest reflection of the difficult journey they had been on together. "I'm so sorry. I did my best. But my best wasn't good enough," he wrote. "Cancer feels like a punch that knocks you down and then you're expected to just stand up and start over." Those words were a testament to the agony Richard had endured as he watched his wife struggle. His sorrow and frustration were palpable, and it was clear that the man who had once been full of dreams and aspirations was now fighting to find meaning in a world that had changed drastically for him. Despite the tremendous weight of his personal loss, Richard's passion for music remained. It was through this pain that he found solace in his singing, and though it was a private practice, it kept his spirit alive. Little did he know, this very talent would soon become the source of his greatest transformation. America's Got Talent, a stage for the unseen. In 2020, a new chapter began for Richard. After years of working quietly behind the scenes, he made a bold decision to audition for America's Got Talent, AGT, one of the most popular talent shows in the world. AGT had given a platform to countless unknowns, dancers, magicians, singers, and comedians, all of whom had dreams of being discovered. For Richard, the decision was not easy. As a 50-something janitor, stepping into the spotlight felt like an insurmountable risk. What if his talent was ignored? What if he was ridiculed? But with the encouragement of the students and a newfound sense of purpose, Richard found the courage to audition. For years, America's Got Talent had been a platform for extraordinary talent to emerge from seemingly ordinary places. The show, which first aired in 2006, has since become a staple of American summer television, captivating millions with its diverse and heartwarming performances. Contestants from all walks of life converge on the AGT stage, aiming to impress the judges and advance to the live shows, where the stakes are high and the rewards even higher. The opportunity to showcase one's talent on a national stage, to be seen by millions, was a dream come true for many, and Richard was no different. The big moment, Richard takes center stage. Richard's big break came when he stepped onto the AGT stage in front of an audience of thousands, not to mention the show's esteemed panel of judges, including Simon Cowell, Heidi Klum, Sofia Vergara, and Howie Mandel. As he prepared to perform, Richard opened up to host Terry Crews, sharing his story. He spoke of his humble beginnings as a janitor at Sullivan Elementary School, where he had spent decades working behind the scenes, unnoticed and often overlooked. Terry, ever the empathic host, related to Richard's story, sharing his own experiences of starting from humble beginnings. The moment was electric. As Richard began to sing Journey's iconic song, Don't Stop Believin', the energy in the room shifted. His voice, deep, soulful, and powerful, echoed across the stage, taking the audience by surprise. It was hard to believe that this man, dressed simply in a shirt, pants, and hat, was the same one who had spent years cleaning floors and keeping the school's halls spotless. As Richard sang, it was clear that he wasn't just performing. He was pouring his heart into every note, telling a story of perseverance and hope. The golden buzzer moment. Richard's performance left the judges stunned, unable to hide their shock at the raw talent they had just witnessed. The crowd, too, was moved, their cheers and applause building to a crescendo as Richard reached the song's powerful conclusion. And then, something remarkable happened. Sofia Vergara, one of the judges, pressed the golden buzzer. The golden buzzer is one of the most coveted honors on AGT. It allows a contestant to skip the grueling competition rounds and move straight to the live shows, bypassing the judges' usual votes. For Richard, it was more than just a ticket to the next stage. It was a validation of his dreams and a recognition of his undeniable talent. The golden buzzer was a symbol of hope, a message that Richard's time had finally come. His life, once spent quietly cleaning floors, had just been transformed in an instant. The impact of Richard's story. Richard's journey on AGT was not just about his incredible voice. It was a testament to the power of perseverance, to the belief that it's never too late to chase your dreams. His story resonated deeply with people from all walks of life, especially those who had felt overlooked or underestimated. Richard became a symbol of hope and resilience, a reminder that no matter where you come from, with hard work, determination, and a bit of luck, dreams can come true. His story was more than just a feel-good tale of an unknown janitor becoming a star. It was a powerful narrative that showed the impact of media in uncovering hidden talents. Through AGT, Richard was given a platform to share his voice with the world, and millions of viewers were able to witness a dream being realized in real time. His success was proof that talent, no matter how hidden or overlooked, has the power to shine when given the right opportunity. Life after the show. A new beginning. Richard's journey didn't stop after his time on AGT. Though he faced many challenges along the way, including moments of self-doubt and the pressure of living up to his newfound fame, Richard continued to pursue his passion for music. His story had inspired countless others, and he became a source of motivation for anyone who had ever doubted their own potential. For Richard, the AGT stage was only the beginning. As he reflected on his journey, Richard often shared his gratitude for the love and support he received from his fiancée, Angie, who had been by his side throughout his life's most difficult moments. Their relationship, despite the rumors and whispers, remained a strong pillar of support for Richard, and Angie was there to celebrate every victory with him, from his golden buzzer moment to the outpouring of love from fans and fellow artists alike. Richard's story is a powerful reminder that it's never too late to pursue your dreams. His voice, once confined to the empty halls of Sullivan Elementary School, has now touched the hearts of millions. His rise from janitor to star has been nothing short of miraculous, and his legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. Richard Goodall, the janitor with a golden voice. In the quiet halls of Sullivan Elementary School in Indiana, Richard Goodall was a figure of routine. His job as a janitor kept him busy, cleaning floors, scrubbing windows, and maintaining the school grounds. He was, to most, a background character, a reliable worker who kept everything running smoothly, but who was seldom noticed beyond his duties. Yet beneath the mop and bucket, behind the humdrum of his everyday work, Richard carried something extraordinary, a hidden talent that would one day change his life forever. The discovery of a hidden talent. Richard Goodall had always loved to sing, but it wasn't until his years spent as a janitor that his voice began to blossom in private. While others were unaware, Richard filled the school halls with music as he worked. In the stillness of the late evenings, with the sound of his mop scraping against the floor, he would hum or belt out his favorite tunes. For Richard, singing wasn't just a hobby. It was a way to express his emotions, to cope with the struggles and hardships that life had thrown his way. It was a personal joy, a small slice of happiness he could hold on to, even as he faced difficult times in his life. But it wasn't until the students at Sullivan Elementary started to notice his voice that his talent began to gain attention. The students, as most young people do, had a natural curiosity about their surroundings, and they quickly became enchanted by the beautiful sounds drifting through the halls. They would listen from the doorways, sometimes even quietly encouraging Richard to sing more often. The more they heard, the more they realized just how extraordinary his voice was. They began urging him to take his singing outside of the school, to share it with the world beyond the classroom. It wasn't long before their persistent encouragement became a spark that ignited Richard's own ambition. A tragic loss. The struggles behind the song. But before Richard's talent could truly shine, life had already thrown him some devastating curveballs. In 2019, Richard experienced a loss that would change him forever. The passing of his wife, after a long battle with cancer. The news of her death spread through their community, and Richard shared his grief openly on social media. His sorrow was palpable in his words. "I'm so sorry. I did my best, but my best wasn't good enough. Cancer feels like a punch that knocks you down, and then you're expected to just stand up and start over." It was a crushing blow, one that left a hole in Richard's heart. He had spent 30 years with his wife, building a life full of shared memories and deep affection. Their bond was built on mutual love, support, and dreams. Richard's late wife had always been his biggest supporter, especially when it came to his singing. Even when Richard doubted himself, she believed in him. She believed in his talent, even when the world around him didn't. Her unwavering faith in him kept him going, and when she was gone, it left him adrift, struggling to find his way without her by his side. Yet, even in the face of immense loss, Richard found a way to keep moving forward. Life, as it often does, kept pressing on. It was a few years after her passing that Richard found himself opening up to someone new, a woman named Angie, who would eventually become his fiancée. Angie was younger than Richard, which sparked some curious gossip. But despite the whispers, their love grew stronger with each passing day. She was there for him, standing by his side through thick and thin, encouraging him to pursue his passions, just as his late wife had done. Richard was slowly finding happiness again, and with Angie's love and support, he began to feel ready to take the next step in his journey. The path to America's Got Talent. The janitor takes center stage. It was during this new chapter in his life that Richard's singing talent finally found its way into the public eye. A TikTok video featuring him performing Journey's iconic song "Don't Stop Believin'" at a local middle school went viral, capturing the attention of thousands. The video spread like wildfire, and Richard was soon inundated with messages from fans, local venues offering him performance opportunities, and even media outlets interested in his story. It was the kind of attention Richard had never expected, but it was exactly what he needed to take his talent to the next level. Before long, Richard and his band were performing regularly at local venues. Their schedule quickly filled up, with bookings for every weekend in July. Richard couldn't contain his excitement and gratitude, sharing his joy with his followers on social media. "And just like that, we're booked every weekend in July," he posted on Instagram. "Thank you to the band for their awesome hard work. See you folks Saturday night at Archie Sports Bar at 7:30. Don't miss a note." Despite the rising fame, Richard was still facing significant challenges. As a janitor, his income was modest, and the financial strain of participating in competitions and traveling for performances was mounting. He wanted to pursue his dream, but the costs were daunting. In a heartwarming twist, a local supporter, Chris Burton, set up a GoFundMe campaign to help Richard cover his expenses. The campaign quickly gained traction, raising $15,000 and allowing Richard to focus solely on his performances without the weight of financial stress hanging over him. It was during this period of local success that Richard's path took another unexpected turn, one that would change his life forever. He decided to audition for America's Got Talent, a decision that would prove to be a pivotal moment in his journey. The golden buzzer moment. Richard's AGT audition was a moment of pure magic. He stepped onto the stage dressed simply in a shirt, pants, and a hat, ready to share his story and showcase his incredible talent. When he was introduced to the host, Terry Crews, Richard's nerves were palpable. But as he began to speak, he shared his heartfelt story, detailing his years spent cleaning schools and how his passion for singing had kept him going through the darkest times in his life. Terry, who had also started his career cleaning floors in Los Angeles, could relate to Richard's humble beginnings. The two men shared a moment of camaraderie, highlighting how hard work and perseverance could lead to success, no matter where you started. But Richard's true breakthrough came when he began to sing. As the opening notes of Journey's "Don't Stop Believin'" filled the air, Richard's powerful voice surged through the theater, leaving the audience in awe. His performance wasn't just technically impressive, it was emotionally charged. The song spoke to Richard in a way that went beyond the lyrics. It was a reflection of his own struggles, his relentless determination, and his unwavering belief in himself despite the hardships he had faced. As Richard sang, the judges sat in stunned silence, unsure of what they were hearing. A janitor, someone they had expected to be an average contestant, was blowing them away with his raw talent. When Richard finished, the crowd erupted in applause, and the judges were visibly moved. The tension was palpable as they prepared to vote on whether he would move forward in the competition. But the moment Richard had been waiting for came when the golden buzzer was pressed. With one simple motion, the judge sent Richard directly to the live shows, bypassing the earlier rounds of competition. It was a dream come true, a validation of everything he had worked for. The healing power of music. But Richard's journey wasn't just about showcasing his singing talent. It was about something much deeper. His performances on America's Got Talent became a tribute to his late wife and a celebration of his love for Angie. His emotional rendition of Michael Bolton's song, a favorite of Angie's, was particularly poignant. As Richard sang, his voice trembled with emotion, and tears flowed freely. This wasn't just a performance. It was a heartfelt message to the people he loved, a tribute to the woman who had supported him through the years, and a celebration of the love he now shared with Angie. The tears that Richard shed were not born of sadness, but of a deep well of love and remembrance. It seemed as though his late wife was with him in that moment, cheering him on, proud of the man he had become. The audience felt the depth of his emotions, and the performance became more than just a song. It was a cathartic release, a healing moment for Richard as he channeled his grief, his love, and his passion into his music. The judges, deeply moved by Richard's story, recognized that he was more than just a talented singer. He was a man who had lived through loss, who had persevered through hardship, and who had come out the other side with a renewed sense of purpose and love. His story resonated with people from all walks of life, reminding them that it's never too late to chase your dreams, and that love and music can heal even the deepest wounds. Richard's impact on the world. Richard's success on America's Got Talent was just the beginning of his journey. As his story spread, he became a symbol of hope and resilience. People from all over the world reached out to him, sharing their own stories of loss, struggle, and triumph. Richard's message was clear. No matter where you come from, no matter how many obstacles you face, you have the power to change your life and follow your dreams. For Richard, his success was never about fame or fortune. It was about sharing his passion for music with the world and honoring the memory of his late wife. It was about proving to himself that he was worthy of success and that he could still find happiness and purpose in the wake of tragedy. As he stood on that stage, Richard Goodall wasn't just a janitor. He was a man who had overcome tremendous odds, and his story was a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary talents come from the most unexpected places. A new chapter. The future of Richard Goodall. As Richard's journey continues, it's clear that he is no longer just the janitor at Sullivan Elementary. He has become a beacon of hope for anyone who has ever felt overlooked or underestimated. His voice, once confined to the empty halls of a school, now reaches millions, touching the hearts of people everywhere. And as he continues to share his gift with the world, there's no telling how far his music will take him. Richard's rise to fame may have started with a mop and a bucket, but it has since evolved into something far greater. An inspiring story of love, loss, and the unbreakable power of music.